Have you ever dropped something, your keys, perhaps a pen, and felt that brief, almost imperceptible hesitation before bending down to retrieve it? Or maybe you felt a subtle wobble when stepping off a curb you've navigated 1,000 times before. These moments are easy to dismiss. We call them senior moments or just a part of getting older. But what if I told you they aren't random? What if they are quiet whispers from your future self, sending a message about the path you are on? What I'm about to share with you today goes beyond typical medical advice. We're going to explore 5 foundational abilities that new research reveals can predict your health, your clarity of mind, and your independence for the next 10 years. The startling truth is, only about 5% of seniors over 60 can still perform all 5 of these with confidence. But this isn't about fear. This is about empowerment. Because the second you understand these predictors, you hold the map to change your destination. Welcome to Healthy Steps Seniors. I'm Dr. Christopher Wilson. Here, we don't just talk about adding years to your life. We focus on adding life to your years, blending timeless wisdom with trusted, science-backed medical guidance. Today, we'll not only identify these 5 key abilities, but I'll give you a clear, actionable plan to reclaim each one. So, let's begin. Pillar number 1, the pillar of stability, the single leg stance. Our first pillar is the most fundamental, stability. Think about the quiet confidence it takes to stand firm, not just physically, but in life. Let me tell you about Arthur, a 78-year-old retired history teacher I had the pleasure of meeting. Arthur's greatest joy was his backyard garden. But one spring morning, he nearly took a bad fall simply trying to step over his garden hose. He caught himself on a fence post, heart pounding not from the exertion, but from the sudden realization of his own fragility. He couldn't stand on one leg long enough to perform a simple, everyday movement. This isn't just about avoiding falls. A landmark study published in the British Medical Journal delivered a truly sobering finding. It followed adults over 50 and discovered that an inability to stand on one leg for just 10 seconds was linked to a significantly higher risk of all-cause mortality, a near doubling of risk within the next decade. Why such a dramatic link? Because this simple test is a powerful proxy for your overall neurological health. It evaluates in real time the high-speed communication between your brain, your inner ear's vestibular system, your vision, and the intricate network of nerves in your muscles and joints known as proprioception. When you can hold this stance, you're demonstrating that this entire complex system is functioning in harmony. So let's see where you stand. Right now, near a countertop or a sturdy chair for safety, try it. Lift one foot a few inches off the floor. How long can you hold it? The goal isn't perfection, it's awareness. Your improvement plan. Start with support. Stand by a wall or counter and place 1 or 2 fingers on it for balance. Lift one leg and hold for 10 seconds. Switch legs. Do this 3 times on each side, twice a day. Progress to independence. As you feel steadier, try lifting your fingers off the support for a few seconds at a time. The goal is to gradually increase your hold time without support. Think of it as building a foundation brick by brick. The wisdom: physical balance often mirrors our mental state. As you practice finding your physical center, you may also find a greater sense of calm and centeredness in your daily life. Pillar number 2, the pillar of strength, the chair rise challenge. Next, we move to the pillar of strength. This isn't the strength of a weightlifter, but the functional strength to rise to life's occasions, quite literally. I think of Eleanor, an 82-year-old great-grandmother whose world revolved around her family. After getting on the floor to build a block tower with her 5-year-old great-grandson, she realized with a jolt of panic that she couldn't get back up without help. The look of concern on her daughter's face was more painful than the strain in her legs. She felt her independence slipping away in that moment. Her struggle is a classic sign of sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and strength that accelerates after age 60. The National Institute on Aging reports we can lose up to 3 to 8% of our muscle mass per decade after age 30, and this rate speeds up significantly later in life. Your leg muscles, particularly the quadriceps and glutes, are the engine of your body. When they weaken, your world starts to shrink. The test is simple but profoundly revealing. The chair rise test. How many times can you rise from a sturdy chair in 30 seconds without using your hands? This test measures the raw power of your lower body, the very muscles required to get out of a car, off the toilet, and up from a fall. For those over 80, being able to perform 10 or more repetitions places you in that elite 5%. Your improvement protocol. Sit on the front edge of a sturdy, non-rolling chair, feet flat and shoulder width apart. Cross your arms over your chest. Engage and rise. Lean slightly forward, keep your back straight, and drive through your heels to stand up fully. Then, with control, reverse the motion to sit back down. Don't just plop down. Start small. Begin with 5 controlled repetitions. Rest and repeat for 3 sets. If you need to use your arms at first, that's okay. Use them as little as possible, focusing the effort in your legs. The wisdom? Rebuilding this strength is a declaration of self-reliance. Every time you stand up under your own power, you are reinforcing the message to yourself and the world: I am capable. I am strong. Pillar number 3. The pillar of adaptability, the backward walk. Our third pillar is one people rarely consider: adaptability, demonstrated by the simple act of walking backward. Let me tell you about George, a 79-year-old Navy veteran who prided himself on his precision and awareness. One day in his workshop, he stepped back from a workbench and stumbled, catching himself just before he fell. He realized with a shock that his brain's reverse gear felt rusty and unreliable. He could march forward with purpose, but stepping back felt like navigating a foreign land. Walking backward isn't a party trick. It's a powerful brain training exercise. When you walk forward, your body is largely on autopilot, but when you move backward, you turn off the autopilot. Your brain must work actively, engaging the cerebellum and recruiting different neural pathways to coordinate movement without visual cues. This builds cognitive flexibility and enhances your spatial awareness, which is critical for preventing falls when you have to react suddenly, like stepping back from an opening cabinet door. Fewer than 5% of adults over 80 can walk 20 steps backwards smoothly without hesitation or support. Your training progression. Find a safe corridor. Your home's hallway is the perfect training ground. Start with your back near one wall for a sense of security. Take deliberate steps backward. Focus on the sensation of your foot landing from toe to heel. Increase the challenge. As you gain confidence, try it in an open space, ideally with a family member or friend nearby. The goal is to walk in a straight line for 20 steps. The wisdom? Life doesn't always allow us to move forward. Sometimes we must step back, reassess, and change direction. Training your body to do this with confidence builds a resilience that extends beyond the physical. Pillar number 4, the pillar of momentum, the timed up and go or tug test. Our fourth pillar measures something I call life's momentum. It's not just about speed, it's about the fluid, coordinated ability to move through your world with purpose. This is measured by a test that we in the medical community use constantly, the timed up and go or tug test. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, or CDC, highlights the tug test as a key indicator of fall risk. The test is a story in 4 parts. Stand up from a chair, strength, walk 10 feet, about 3 meters, gait and speed. Turn around, balance and coordination, walk back and sit down, control and endurance. I remember Margaret, an 80-year-old who cherished her independence. She lived alone and managed all of her own errands. During a checkup, we did the tug test. It took her 22 seconds. My concern wasn't just the time, it was what the time represented. A slow tug time might mean not being able to get to the phone in an emergency, or not being able to react quickly if the smoke alarm goes off. Medical professionals consider a time under 12 seconds to be excellent for a healthy, active senior. It demonstrates a seamless integration of all the systems we've been talking about. Your improvement strategy. Deconstruct the test. Don't practice the whole sequence at first. Work on the components. Power up. Practice the chair rises from pillar number 2 to improve your launch. Walk with purpose. On your daily walks, focus on taking slightly longer, more confident strides. Practice walking heel to toe. Master the turn. In your kitchen, practice turning around while holding lightly onto a counter for support. The wisdom. Maintaining your life's momentum is about having the freedom to answer the door, to browse a shop, to walk through a park. It's the freedom of movement that allows you to stay engaged with the world on your own terms. Pillar number 5, the pillar of trust, the eyes closed stance. Our final pillar is the most challenging and perhaps the most profound. It's the pillar of trust, trusting your body's inner compass when your vision is taken away. David, a 74-year-old amateur astronomer, could navigate the vastness of the night sky with his telescope. Yet he was terrified of navigating his own dark hallway for a midnight trip to the bathroom. With his eyes open, he could balance on one leg with ease. But the moment he closed his eyes, his body would lurch and he'd have to catch himself. What David was experiencing is the silent decline of his internal balance systems. Your brain maintains balance using 3 key inputs: your vision, your vestibular system, the gyroscopes in your inner ear, and your proprioception, the sense of your body in space. When you close your eyes, you remove the most dominant input. Your brain is forced to rely solely on the other 2. An inability to hold this stance for even 5 seconds is a critical warning sign. It's a major predictor of nighttime falls, which, according to organizations like AARP, are among the most common and dangerous for seniors. Your systematic improvement approach. Safety first. Practice in a corner. Stand facing the corner of a room about a foot away. This way you have walls on both sides to catch you. Master with eyes open first. Don't even attempt this with eyes closed until you can confidently hold a single leg stance for 30 seconds with your eyes open. Gradual reduction. Once stable, try it while squinting your eyes. Then try closing your eyes for just 1 second, then 2. This is a slow, patient process. The wisdom? Learning to balance without sight is an act of faith in your own body. It's about developing an inner knowing, a trust that you can navigate uncertainty. This is a powerful metaphor for aging itself, learning to find our footing even when the path ahead isn't perfectly clear. The 5 pillars: stability, strength, adaptability, momentum, and trust. These aren't just exercises, they are the very definition of functional independence. I want to leave you with the story of Beatrice. At 83, she had failed all of these tests. Her family was lovingly but firmly looking into assisted living facilities. She felt her story was already written. But Beatrice refused to accept that ending. She began just 15 minutes a day working on these pillars. She started with chair rises using her arms. She walked backwards holding the hallway wall. Slowly, painstakingly, she built herself back up. 2 years later, Beatrice not only passes all 5 tests, she recently returned from a trip to visit her sister across the country. A trip she took by herself. She didn't just prevent a decline, she reversed it. This potential lies within each of you. It's not about being an athlete, it's about being an active participant in your own life story. Now, as always, the information provided on Healthy Steps Seniors is for educational purposes only and should not be taken as medical advice. Every individual is different. Please consult with your personal physician or a qualified physical therapist before beginning any new exercise program, especially if you have a history of falls, dizziness, or other medical conditions. Your journey to a stronger, more independent future begins with a single, simple step. The knowledge you've gained today is your map. The action you take is your first step on that path. In the comments below, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 pillars surprised you the most? Or which one will you start working on first? Sharing your experience helps everyone in our community know they are not alone. If this video has opened your eyes, please press the like button, share it with a friend who might benefit, and be sure to subscribe for more science-backed guidance to help you age with strength and dignity. Remember, your health is your most valuable asset. The actions you take today are the greatest investment you can make in the independence of your tomorrow. Stay strong and be well.